innovative environmental science, nature-based solutions at RMIT. What if the solutions to our environmental crises are already written in the code of nature itself? RMIT University's environmental scientists are proving that the future of sustainability isn't about battling nature. It's about listening to it, learning from it, and letting it lead the way. From floating wetlands that slash methane emissions to biodegradable structures made from potato starch, these researchers are redefining what it means to innovate. But here's where it gets controversial. Could the very material we're trying to eradicate, plastic, actually help combat climate change? And what if the worst pollutants in our waterways aren't the ones we're talking about? Let's dive into the science, the breakthroughs, and the debates shaping the next era of environmental protection. Floating wetlands, climate solutions beneath the surface. Imagine a world where wastewater treatment plants aren't climate villains, but climate heroes. That's the vision driving RMIT's Center for Nature-Positive Solutions, CNPS. In Victoria, the water sector alone contributes nearly 1 million tons of greenhouse gases annually, much of it from methane and nitrous oxide emissions in lagoons. These teal carbon emissions, often overlooked in climate discussions, are a ticking time bomb. Enter floating wetlands, buoyant rafts planted with native species like Phragmites australis and Bulboscinus caldwelli. By creating habitats for methane-eating microbes, these ecosystems reduce CO2 emissions by 30%, methane by 63%, and nitrous oxide by 17%, without altering water quality. Dr. Martino Malerba, a key researcher, explains, this isn't high-tech wizardry, it's nature doing what it does best. Yet, skeptics argue that scaling this solution requires infrastructure and policy shifts few are ready to embrace. What's your take? Can we trust wetlands over pipelines? Potato starch to the rescue. Rebuilding coastal ecosystems. Coastal restoration is a tough nut to crack. Mangroves and salt marshes, vital for storing blue carbon, often struggle to regrow in eroded or polluted areas. Traditional methods are slow, costly, or invasive. So RMIT turned to an unlikely ally, waste potato starch. They're Bessie elements, biodegradable 3D lattices shaped like natural root systems, act as temporary scaffolds, stabilizing sediment and giving young plants a fighting chance. Dr. Stacy Trevathan-Tackett, the project's lead, calls it giving nature a helping hand. Field trials in wave-prone zones have already seen mangrove seedlings thrive where nothing else could. But critics question the long-term viability of synthetic materials, even biodegradable ones. Is this a sustainable fix, or just a Band-Aid on a deeper problem? The plastic paradox, pollutant or carbon sponge. Plastic pollution and climate change are two of the biggest threats we face. But RMIT researchers Mohammed Abu Noman and Dr. Tanvir Adil are asking a provocative question. Could microplastics, buried in coastal sediments, actually enhance carbon storage? Early studies suggest that plastics might trap organic carbon in blue carbon ecosystems, but they could also disrupt microbial communities and release more greenhouse gases. This plastic paradox challenges us to rethink how we model climate impacts. As Dr. Adil puts it, plastics don't just pollute, they interact with our planet in ways we're only beginning to understand. Yet this idea is far from settled. Should we factor plastic into climate strategies, or does it complicate the problem further? Share your thoughts below. Do you think pollution can ever be part of the solution? Hidden toxins in our water, the micropollutant crisis. While microplastics dominate headlines, there's another invisible threat lurking in our rivers: micropollutants. These trace chemicals from pesticides in garden sprays to pharmaceuticals and household waste escape detection by traditional monitoring methods. RMIT's Aquest team is on the case, using ultra-sensitive passive samplers to track up to 40,000 chemicals at once. Their findings? Over half of Australians are unaware that common household products contain pesticides, and many dispose of them improperly. This revelation is reshaping pollution policies, pushing governments to act beyond treatment plants and into homes. Dr. Sarah Lom warns, if we don't know what's in our water, we can't protect it. But here's the rub. How do we balance progress with the chemicals that make modern life possible? Is it time to ban entire classes of substances, or can we engineer safer alternatives? A toolkit for the future, where science meets action. RMIT's work isn't just academic. It's practical, scalable, and student-driven. Through programs like the Lizard Island Study Tour and Malaysia's peatland restoration project, students aren't just learning, they're actively restoring coral reefs and wetlands. These hands-on experiences turn future scientists into stewards of the planet. And the university's research is already influencing global strategies, from the UN's Decade on Ecosystem Restoration to Australia's climate markets. Yet, challenges remain. How do we scale these nature-based solutions without losing their simplicity? And how do we convince policymakers to prioritize long-term ecological health over short-term gains? Your next step in the environmental revolution. Whether you're a student, investor, or organization, RMIT invites you to join this movement. By blending cutting-edge research with real-world impact, they're proving that the best solutions are often the oldest ones. As Dr. Kelly Wade, the article's author, notes, sometimes the best question we can ask is the one RMIT champions: what's next? So what's your next step? Will you support floating wetlands, biodegradable innovation, or community-led restoration? The future of our planet depends on answers like yours.